From our mamas, from the cities and towns that raised us, from UArt's dorm rooms to national tours, over 200 live shows, 11 members at our biggest, 2 vans, fans, friends, family, obstacles, awards, betrayals, tears, laughter, life, and death. We've come a long way to evolve into what we have become now. That journey has helped shape the music you will hear. ILL DOOTS. We are the music. We are those experiences. We are also humans, and must recognize our need to heal, to grow into ourselves. The way we made music needed to evolve alongside us, even more fully reflecting our ILL, living in the moment and learning to truly love it. Can that essence be captured in a recording?
The season was changing from summer to fall when we arrived in Waldoboro, Maine.
The weather in Waldoboro, Maine is known to be balmy, and if it's not known to be balmy to you, let me tell you, it was well known to be balmy to us. It was really beautiful to be able to be out there as the seasons were changing in a place that some of us had never been before.
This was really exciting because it was my first time as an official member of the collective to be doing an album with them from the ground up, from the beginning.
And also the first to include Simon, who is just a force of nature.
Yeah, Maine's amazing, man. Like, look at that. It's just like a painting. And you would go out in the morning and you would see that.
It's just an incredibly quiet and tranquil place to just wake up and think about creating and to just drink some coffee on a porch and shoot the shit.
Let me tell you, it was a little bit different than what it was like to be in Philly, in a way that it felt like we really needed. It was expansive for us.
Before we went on this trip, about 2.5 weeks before our brother Rich Quick passed away.
You know, we had met him in 2012. He was already popping. You know, we was just young kids kind of getting into it in the city. Nothing can compare to the way that he affected us as far as the positivity that he offered as we were working on our last album, which he was also a part of and did the album art for. Like, come on, man.
Losing the physical, but like really trying to stay connected with his spirit. And we think like that spirit like went with us for sure in the strip, you know, like we're always reminded of his presence at all times. Like he was just kind of watching over us.
And so to be able to go away together and just focus on making, it was just the best way to grieve. Before that, I didn't really have the tools to say goodbye to Rich, and this helped.
All these things were on our minds and on our hearts as we prepared ourselves for what we had really come to do. Not just drink coffee and enjoy nature, but make some truly timeless, unique, and special music. So for the first 5 days of our trip, all we did was make, create, build. No judgment, just creation, following impulses. Over that 5 days, we came up with about 31 original musical ideas.
Everyone in the band is a producer, including the vocalist, which could kind of lead to like a too many cooks in the kitchen sort of thing. But we sort of learned to just be collaborative after so many years of working together.
We all brought pieces from our studio of some of our favorite instruments that we like to record with. We were able to set up the barn in a way where every synth was turned on and everybody had an equal opportunity to record.
And all of that was like so vital in this like raw creation period because there was just so many places for us to kind of jump off of and start with a new idea. Like I don't think we're ever at a loss for new ideas in the room.
Eventually, we developed a rhythm, an organic rhythm of creating and taking breaks.
Also, shout out to the 202 sampler, not just because that's the area code for the district, shout out to the DMV, but also because that joint was the unsung hero of the trip.
The sampler was a huge tool because it was just a quick way to grab a loop and kind of start building off of that.
And we could kind of chop up anything as it was happening. It was set up to output from the interface.
Choppz. I like chopped sour cream with my onions. Chopped sour cream with my onions. I like chopped sour cream with my onions. I like chopped sour. I like chopped.
As soon as Simon got to the barn, it was as if he was there the whole time. Simon's presence took all the music to the next level, and he came with such an openness and was willing to try any idea to create some of the craziest sounds on the record.
For the first few days, we were mostly recording downstairs in the barn. Has a higher ceiling. I think we figured we'd probably get some better sounds for the most part.
I like that. Yeah. The It's My Life feels like so stylistically in this vein. Like, it's my life. It's like very.
Yeah, my torso's in it.
Right.
It's kind of like in layers and shit. It's like, look, man, we all in the room. Like, all this shit is getting made from the ground up, and we're pretty much just here to continue to make it until we're gone from here. And that is a special opportunity we haven't had before.
We didn't necessarily come in with like tangible ideas that we wanted to flesh out. We basically came through with exercises we wanted to use to develop song ideas, and algorithm was birthed out of that. This was definitely the exercise where everybody played percussion and everybody played a chordal instrument to develop the track. And it was definitely a push.
No, it's
What's up?
Do you know what's up?
Okay.
Do you know what's up? What's up? What's up?
Just take us like the second chorus where it happens twice. What's up? You know? Does that make sense?
This is great.
The cues are hilarious. Yeah.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Everybody try to say heartbeat. Heartbeat.
When we wrote the last album, it was actually sort of like small teams of us, you know, like we had a method to how we wanted to make the album, because we wanted to be like well rehearsed. Our formula at the time was, all right, we're gonna really rehearse this stuff, and then we're gonna knock this out in the studio, because like time is money. To create like a whole album like this, like all in one space at one time, was the new challenge. Mm-hmm. And so once Phantom and Elle and everyone else came in, we just it's like throwing paint on a canvas, you know, like okay, it's like everyone tries something, you know, everyone tries an idea, and no one's afraid.
Yeah,
I think that was a cool thing.
Yeah, we had those activities were fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the writing activities.
Activities were
that
fun.
Was pretty awesome.
Yeah, so me personally, you know, I'm a teaching artist and I love writing for the theater, just writing in general, poetry writing. So there's a few different types of writing prompts that I came up with for the group to all share while we eat, while we commune. It say, I begged some God to help me. Shit, he hit me with a quote. Jesus walked on water, don't mean hope keep you afloat.
That's pretty fucking cool.
Hope the gun don't take the sun away. The sky is cold as steel gray, because we all deserve brighter days than something else. Like, you don't offer my deservings. Ain't no enthusiasm left for curbing. Maybe you should just do that.
What's the question, Ken?
What memory do you associate with your favorite color?
Okay.
This was also kind of like our extended like snack break. As you can see, the pretzel chips, the Oreos, the Coca-Cola, Henny White, making a cameo appearance, sparkling water, and that was just what was on the table. There was more where that came from.
Every day was beautiful. Every day was a whole mood, and it would be different. The weather changed the whole color palette. When you go outside, see what you see. It was amazing to have Elle in the studio from start to finish, and also be able to share some of the writing that I usually do for myself with a true songstress, you know, who can expand, who can take my words and create whole paintings, whole masterpieces of sound.
Me just coming up with melodies on top of the words that someone else wrote was just another vibe, and it just had, that particular day just flowed. Like the song just came and went. It was effortless.
We did pretty much a lot of the vocal recording on this cheap little microphone, and like over the speakers and not with headphones or whatever. And you know, thinking we would do all the vocals over again, a lot of them we ended up keeping. And you know, I know Sly recorded like that, and recording in that way really helped kind of tap into this different thing. You know, it's not like so sterile.
I like songs that have like crazy sections that are so well like put together. And like from the moment the day that we worked on it, we wrote it, it was that was
song
it.
just wrote itself. That was one of the very few songs where everything was pretty much just like laid down that day. Like the song was pretty much finished.
Right.
Can you have it feed back until it distorts?
Yes.
Yeah.
Going into the thing.
I think it should be like,
oh yeah,
time.
yeah. Oh, I'm there with it.
That's it. Vocals ready.
Okay.
Yeah. I gotta go. I can't take you with me.
Let me do another layer.
Grass now. Where did your family go? Asking questions about your past now. You stay here 'cause I gotta go. 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 Finger trap laid on the grass now. Where did your family go? Asking questions about your past now. You stay here 'cause I gotta go. 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 I can't take you with me.
You want to hear the whole thing you said?
Right there?
Yeah.
Okay.
But like maybe a soft.
Super soft.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Like a whispery.
We're talking about adding one vocal. So, I can't take you with me.
Why?
Oh, you wanted to whisper that.
We be with the kids trying to run around, take it. You be with them kids really like to tell, huh? We was with them kids who used to run around naked. You just scared to go out, stay by yourself, huh? Yeah, we was with them kids trying to run around, take it. You be with them kids who really like to tell, huh? Yeah, we was with them kids who used to run around naked. You just scared to go out, stay by yourself, huh? That's really all I got at this time. What's happening? What's happening? Is Jordan engineering still? Saw Moth. Wrote this song. It's fucking, it's interesting. It's dope to be out and like, you know, this is not the normal environment that I'm in. But most of us aren't, so it's cool to be out here and just be like, wow, dope.
Oh god, we got the wheel.
Currently, we got the wheel.
Oh,
I'm not worried about the wheel.
just saying. Currently, that is what we're dealing with.
That's what I've cased the wheel.
Yeah. I was in the dark the whole time. It was pretty fun.
That's a nice loop. That first part is
Yeah.
just looped it.
Yeah, you gotta do it.
I think we might have lost everything.
That's good.
Ah, damn.
Oh, we can just do it again.
Yeah,
that's
cool. Let's do it. Thank you everyone for your positive energy. I think we lost everything. Yeah, we can.
As beautiful as this process is, we have to move on to the next phase of our process, our retreat, our trip.
And the next sort of order of operations was to figure out what was really good and what do we want to continue forward with, and what could we use to create a body of work that is cohesive and special and better than anything else we've ever done.
And I guess we should maybe think about it, like, in terms of how we want to structure the macro structure of being here. Like, do we want to, like, take a bunch of days, couple days to do, like, what we're doing and create a bunch of, like, you know, ideas of songs, and then we can kind of pick a time to be like, cool, now we're going to buckle down and finish these. We're going to pick X amount of these songs and finish them, or something. I don't know. What should be the move?
I'm into that. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
You came here and you were like 10 days. Like, you probably came up with like 30 songs.
We didn't know how many songs we were going to come up with. We just happened to come up with 30 songs.
Yeah.
We just came in and were like, we're going to make songs.
Yeah.
And I think after the fifth day, first day was really just getting the equipment here. So after like the fifth full day, we were like, okay, now we're going to figure out what songs are we working out of the 30 songs that we made. So what's cool is that there's a page downstairs that kind of actually shows which songs we made on which day, which songs we conceived on which days. So I found it interesting too, because some of those songs were like almost entirely finished on that day, and some songs were just made as a loop on that day. And like now we're doing a lot of work on the back end now that we decided it's, and like the way that we differentiated it was like special. It's like literally it was like, okay, so we didn't come here to make anything less than great songs. They're all great. It's 30 songs, they're fucking great. Check it out. 30 great songs. We made it for sure. Okay, cool. Like we can make great songs, but which songs are special? Which ones do we feel like with no other way to describe the quality whatsoever, but we're like, this feels special. That's how we came up with the 14 as of this morning. Without consideration of interludes, but that's how we kind of to our final list. Everybody going down and being like, okay, this is special, this is special, this is special. Which ones had the most, in a democratic way, which ones had the most kind of support? A lot of it was written in one morning. A lot of it was written without music. It would be interesting actually to go back and look at like which songs were written with which lyrics were written without music at all. Because there was one morning I just sat out. I just sat out there at what we call Point A and just, you know, we all hung out, we smoked a little bit, and then they moved. They went back inside, or they went to the barn, and I stayed out there by myself for like 30 minutes. And in that silence, just like, I would say at least 4 or 5 lyrical ideas from that space.
Red star if you like it, red underline for you. You can feel free to ask any questions. We can maybe play anything as you go down into your life. Have no fucking clue what that is.
Although we all felt it was a little, or I felt it was helpful that if I couldn't remember what the fuck it was a good sign. Right.
The deliberation phase was crucial because it allowed us to sit back and listen to the music with a critical ear.
We had a lot of music to look through, to choose from, and how to determine what is it that we were going to continue and push forward. So what we did is, like, one by one, we just went through with the pens and we underline or put a check mark or put a star or put a little circle. We all had our own little key to really signify which songs we felt excited about.
2 or 3 rounds of these, and in between these there were some discussion.
And everybody was able to speak about which songs they felt like were the ones that had to be on the album, which ones they felt like weren't as strong.
But we really hit stride. I mean, you know, looking at the list too, like us running down all the songs last night, being like, and this is kind of what our first night together was like. This is what the second day was like. Like,
here's where Simon arrives.
Simon arrives.
Yeah,
all
all
the
that.
songs get better. It's true. I mean, it's just fucking facts. I mean, we couldn't just be like, not dusty, but like, we couldn't just be dry and then you enter the space. Like, it's good for us to already be on the wave by the time we get here. Yeah.
All right, now there's a special little game. I'm not sure if it comes from white people or not, but judging by the slight cruelty of it, I think so. You call out the odds that you would be willing to do something. So you might say like
Marinara banana.
1 out of 3 or something.
Marinara.
I don't know. You gotta ask white people.
How is it? It's pretty good.
But more importantly, it was one of many games that we had the opportunity to play that just let us, you know, stretch a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Be expansive. Yes, we can create. And yes, we can relax, but also we can have fun doing neither of those 2 things. I say not relaxing because, man, when we get down and we be silly, that's an energy practice right there. You know, especially knowing that there is going to be more concerted work towards completing songs. It's like, well, we got to have some concerted work to make fun of each other and with each other.
We tried to spend as much time as possible when we weren't working or being silly, just being outside.
But really continuing to breathe that balmy Maine air, you know, going out at night, going out in the daytime, getting a chance to be with nature. I really do believe that spirits find so many ways to translate themselves after they've left this mortal plane. Be it grass, be it mist, be it water, be it moths. So for me, being outdoors was always another opportunity to commune with the spirits.
Being able to decompress outside and have some fun was a very important step, knowing that the next phase was going to be the hardest one, where we had to actually complete the songs, and finish the vocals, and get all the songs ready to be mixed and mastered.
You gotta take these ideas or loops or whatever form they're in, infancy or whatever, we gotta take them to complete songs. We're leaving here with a complete album. That's the plan. So it's time to get a little more serious.
So the process is shifting now. We go from throwing paint on the wall and things on the wall to see what sticks to work list, writing assignments, really hunkering down on fleshing out these selected ideas.
We started to really focus on specific details that needed to get finished before we left Maine. This was primarily vocals and vocal harmonies and some small instrumental touches here and there.
And also, like, lyrically, shaping the record as well. A lot of ideas have been put down, and those are being refined and chiseled to the result that we eventually get to.
Mind how your soul stands, that how your news means. Can I hear that?
Yep.
My how your soul spins.
Mind how your soul spins, that how your news means.
My, fuck it. My hardest thing about being on the Gemini side is like, I'm always, and Mike, I get this from Mike too, I think. Like, I can never just like walk away.
Just let it be.
I have to put my hands in my pocket.
Yeah.
Like, all right, we're done. We are done. You have to be okay with that.
Yeah.
I like it.
Cool. Can I do it?
Stack?
Yeah. Well,
New layer.
New layer.
I got it. Right.
Take yourself from hell.
Here you go.
Just keep standing. stay till night vision kick in. It sounds for life. Protect yourself from headlock. Just keep steady till night vision kick in.
It's supposed to be perfect, but it's scary. Maybe, I don't know. We aren't supposed to think that far.
Just keep steady till.
No, I was still working shit out. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. I just picked up the mic to talk to Scott. So.
Oh.
Your beer, which is
Nice.
True.
Recording was the bulk of my creative contribution here because I'm a vocal producer and that's what I love to do. I love to paint pictures through sound with my voice.
To be in the room with Elle recording her vocals was truly like experiencing a heavenly body come down on earth to speak to us in a language that we truly couldn't comprehend, but we understood.
Think about like pointillism or something like that, like a Van Gogh type of a texture, and that's how she builds sonically on a song. If that doesn't make sense to you, it's because it's difficult to wrap your head around.
You know, it might feel like I'm being hyperbolic. I'm not. You can't match the gift that God has given Elle Morris.
Do you want that octave? Do you want an octave? I love that. I thought that last one was great. Okay. Do you want an upper octave, lower octave at all? Okay. What's next? Okay.
I don't think I even need you. I didn't want you to stand there.
He's coming. Let's try.
Oh yeah. That's cool.
I mean, we've done some theater work in the past, and so like the idea of sort of like Foley percussion or like even just like programmatic sounds in general is something that's like become very much normal for us to use. And so like the idea of like in this case recording the sound of the rain or of the water in the jug or whatever, it's like we're ready to do whatever we can to improve the story.
But the story of Black Merman itself, you know, it's about a black man not being told what they can't do. It's about black superheroes.
There's the other woolly girl. Almost there, there's the other woolly girl. He's a natural, but I love it. I love it.
Great. Thank you. I'll take a count if you got me. I think I'm late.
Just flew past the flyer, she said function starts at 8. Lady Mog's free till 9:30, 9:25 now. Plus I'm broke, I'm in a hurry and I cross town.
It was definitely a lot to get done, not just on a vocal level, but finalizing the production of it all.
Everyone had their own assignments to complete.
You know, we needed to finish any overdubs or recording other instruments.
For a lot of these songs, like when we were recording it, it was the first time any of us had heard these verses or a lot of these lyrics. And for the most part, it was the first time that they'd been performed. Like, you know, they were just sort of written and then we recorded.
I'm intimidated by myself at this time. I just want to be honest and let y'all know.
That's pretty intimidating.
By my own bars. All right,
here we go. It's gonna be 2 bars and you're in.
All right, thank you.
Hey, here we go.
No, you can hear the gnashing in my teeth, going NASA on the beach, just recording and siphoning my plasma when I bleed. Name a nigga bad as me. Anyone that would feel comparable already does agree. Got a vibe so thick, pull the acid off the sheets. I'm what happens when the passion of the Christ meets a beast. I've been ashing on my jeans. I got niggas mad at me, cause they ain't realize even superpowers need a chance to breathe. Honeycombing how I... Can I go back?
Yeah. Sorry. That was intimidating. Did you hear when he used plasma in a sentence?
Shut up, man.
Chubb's boots are shaking. He's wearing sneakers. They're not even in the building.
Stop, man.
And I feel, honeycomb, I feel beholden. Let's go. Let's go.
I just gotta commit, believe.
All right, let's get it. Let's get it. No, you can hear the gnashing in my teeth, going NASA on the beach, just recording and siphoning my plasma when I bleed. Name a nigga bad as me. Anyone that would feel comparable already does agree. Got a vibe so thick, pull the acid off the sheets. I'm what happens when the passion of the Christ meets a beast. I've been ashing on my jeans. I got niggas mad at me, cause they ain't realize even superpowers need a chance to breathe. Honeycomb, I feel beholden, stuck to what they want me be. I'm just trying to keep it buzzing, I get caught up in the sting. I'm a moth to the flame thrower for the change. Rain out with the range, dally dripping out the frame. Twist my mustache, then I bust ass in the pain. Unstoppable and unmovable, meeting in the space. I got the proclivity for profundity and sensitivity and prolificness and productivity. And do not mention me, especially if you're not next to me. And fuck the industry, I'm music ministry, asymmetry. I'm chemistry, I'm rich, quick, slaughter, Rico. I'm home, I'm screwed. Boogeyman, Musashi, Zero, I'm CJ2. I'm A-Rob in the prod, but I'm deaf, not you. Nah, us is full power, greatest sum of my parts. Nah, us a flower blossom, pollinating with art. Nah, us ain't playing possum, we alive and we alive. You feel like drive when we arrive. A barrel rolling out the side, I remain focused till I die. Know how to fly, that close my eyes, don't get me like my grandpa. Only needle on my mono. Fucking written words try to tell me that it's suicidal. Us gon' write our own Bible and you gotta sing the title like this. We got a new dance.
Let's do the choruses.
Hey, 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 hey. We got a new dance for y'all. Hey, we got a new dance for y'all. It's called Get Up Off Your Ass, Find Your Passion, dog. Let's get it. It's called Get Up Off Your Ass, Find Your Passion, dog. Let's get it.
Let's find our passion doll.
Ew.
Oh, that did sound weird.
Hey, we got a new dance.
I'm sorry, Passion Doll really got me.
Right. It wasn't until I said it and you went, ew, that I was like, ugh. It sounded like what you were saying to me.
Yeah, God.
Hey, we got a new dance for y'all. It's called Get Up Off Your Ass, Find Your Passion, dog. Let's get it. Cause life is for the living.
Can I hear that?
Yep.
Hey, hey, we got a new dance for y'all. It's called Get Up Off Your Ass.
Yes, we do need an ending, but what I will say is that we can talk about how perhaps this is the most accurate portrayal of us in a time, moment, and space that we've ever released thus far. And in that way, our goal that we have been seeking for 10 years is perhaps closer than ever. And that goal has always been making timeless music. Perhaps the key was always to just be present in the moment of time that you're in. Capture it, make it last forever.